Good afternoon, streamer savers. My name is Lee, and I'm here to present you my current event. Today, the date is May 1st, 2018. So, my current event is about Hurricane Maria affecting the children in Puerto Rico. And so, I'm going to give you a little bit of background information about what is Hurricane Maria. So, Hurricane Maria was considered a Category 5, and this happened in September 16th. That lasted all the way through October 2nd in 2017. So, in some ways, the children in Puerto Rico were affected was lack of food. 2, medical support is not available for them. And 3, children are not being able to go to school because there's no electricity. And so what the government is doing is setting up shelters for families that have children. And so in these shelters, they provide them food and some school. And another thing that the government is doing is they're providing families that have more than 3 children child tax credit, meaning that these families receive money from the government so that they can maintain themselves stable and be able to go through what's happening. And because of this, the government is also setting up schools for children so that they can learn. And there are some organizations that are also helping to the children in Puerto Rico. For example, Head Start. Head Start has set up around 58 schools to help the children learn. And some other organizations are sending food over to help them out. Another thing is that most of these children cannot afford all of this. All these children and their families live in poverty. And then these children are not able to maintain themselves because their families, their parents, are not able to find a job because their business closing down because of this cause. And business closing down means there's no jobs for them. And so that means if there's no jobs, then the parents can't get money to help themselves out. And alright, since there's no jobs in Puerto Rico for parents to support their families, they are forced to leave Puerto Rico and move to another country, such as USA. Okay, so these kids in Puerto Rico are also affected because of the lack of food. And so the reason they're lacking of food is because when this hurricane came by, it wiped out all of the crops that the people were planting their food. And so another thing is that the water is not a reliable water because it is very contaminated. It is dirty water. So they are not able to drink that because if they do, then there's like many type of diseases that were in it. And so, alright, last but not least, these children have no medical attention because the number of suicides in children our age has gone up. Plus, apart from this, mothers that have children are going through a stress disorder because they're not able to handle this type of situations. And one thing that the government is doing is they're providing medical insurance so that these families that have these issues are able to go get some help and are able to get past through all of this. Alright, so that is all for today, and I'm gonna leave you with an interview I did on a kid named Edgar. And Edgar will give you his own thoughts of what he thinks about these children in Puerto Rico. Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, first of all, what's your name?
Edgar.
Alright, Edgar. My first question to you is, how do you feel about the kids in Puerto Rico not being able to go to school?
I feel bad. They don't have an education as we do.
Okay, so second question is, if you were able to help them out, how would you help them out?
If I would have helped, I would have given them money, medicine, and school money for uniform, education, any type.
Alright, thank you, that's it.